Alex, would you mind hitting recording? Oh, perfect. There you go.
So welcome to the February 19th webinar. On our agenda today, we have School Breakfast Week. We have uh, Carla from Kimberly is going to talk to us about her Power Up Pack grant. We have NSLP training dates and provision to information, and the lunch eligibility report. That will be Melissa. Then I'll take over literacy from the lunchroom, a spotlight on local and farm to school. And then Kat with USDA Foods has invited Edith to present. And then Marianne's going to tell us about summer food service program and rural non-congregate meal service. And then we'll tell you about our next webinar and next dates. Let's see, is Carla on? Next slide, please. Oh, and here is some food art from the year of the wood snake. These are not AI generated images. Um, and be sure to buy American or try to when you can. Next slide, please. Okay. I just wanted to tell everybody a bit about School Breakfast Week. It's March 3rd through 7th this year. Next slide. And the theme is Clue In. If you email us and let us know how you're celebrating, we can share it in next month's webinar. And you guys are so creative. I mean, you've even made it into S&E magazine. So go ahead with with what you're doing and let us know how you're celebrating School Breakfast Week. Next slide, please. So Carla shared with us, or was in the magazine, about the success that Kimberly School District had with the Power Pack grant. Carla, are you here? Next slide, please. Let's see. I don't know that Carla is on yet. Imagine she must be busy with breakfast. Okay. Well, the Kimberly's in the Kimberly School District received a Power Up Pack grant from Dairy West. And under the leadership of Carla Hogue, um, the school district made transformative strides in their school meal programs by introducing a grab and go breakfast model and a mobile serving line at both their middle and high schools. The results were remarkable. The middle school experienced an outstanding, 1,000% increase in breakfast participation. And they found by relocating meals to common areas, implementing creative marketing strategies, and introducing delicious new recipes, the district captured students' interests and significantly boosted participation in school meals. Um, and if you're interested in either the how Kimberly School District went about implementing this grant and getting it, Carla, I'm sure, is happy to help. Next slide, please. This is the Dairy West Power Up Pack grant application. Um, Grant applications close February 25th. So if you think you might have the bandwidth and be interested in doing this, reach out to Dina Benson or um, hop on there. Hop on there. Oh, Dina's here. Dina's happy to jump in and tell us about it. Dina, do you want to come off mute and share what you know?
Sure, Pam. Thank you.
Yay.
Appreciate
Yay.
it.
I just saw you miss. I'm like, oh, sweet. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for giving me a moment. So yeah, Power Up Pack grants are now open and will close February 25th. So we're reaching the end of that grant period. As Pamela said, we have been seeing some remarkable results from our Power Up Pack grants. And this is really because you take the meals to where the students are. You're able to increase your serving lane space. You're able to meet the kids where they're at, as well as adding new menus and new recipe items that are exciting and innovative. Each of these Power Up Pack grants that we grant out also include a marketing piece, which really speaks to students now as well. And I just want to make note that if you're not looking for the equipment itself, but are really interested in adding marketing, there is also that opportunity on our website. So just at dairywest.com. And then if you go to the partner portal, because you are my partners that I love working with so much, you will find the Power Up Pack grants listed under that partner portal and under school nutrition. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here to help you through that process. Thank you, Pamela.
Yeah, thanks, Dina. And I put a direct link to the Power Up Pack grant in the chat. And if there's, Dina, are you still here?
I am, yes.
Oh, okay. Next slide, please. So last month we talked about how February is Lactose Intolerance Awareness Month, and Dairy West has information and help with that. Right? You guys still
Yes,
have?
we
Okay.
do. So New England Dairy is my counterpart in New England, and they are hosting a webinar that you are welcome to join. I can send you the information if you would like on dairy allergies versus lactose intolerance, really being able to vet out what the difference is. Sometimes that can be confusing, and also being able to know how to address that allergy or the lactose intolerance is a little bit different in the things that you can offer your students. Really great webinar that will be taking place on February 27th that you are more than welcome to join.
And I put the registration link in the chat as well. It's on the screen for the recording, but it's in the chat as well. Thanks, Dina.
Thank you so much, Pamela.
Yeah. Next slide, please. NSLP training dates.
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Next slide, please. On the screen, these are the annual mandatory training dates for school year 25-26. These are not available for registration yet, but we will let you know when they are available. Next slide, please. This is a training date for the RCCI. Next slide, please. I also wanted to talk about the food safety training in Spanish that will take place at Dairy West in Meridian on March 14th, 2025. We will be having a trainer from ICN come and conduct the class. If you have any Spanish speaking staff, registration is open for the class. Next slide, please. And Cambria,
Morning,
I think that's
everybody.
you.
Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to share just a reminder that CEP is coming up quickly. It'll be here on April 1st. So if you have an ISP of 25% or more and you're interested in operating CEP for next school year, so school year 25-26, please begin your discussions with your administration now. We want to make sure that this is something that your school district is on board with, and it will be fiscally be viable for you if you do choose to operate under CEP. I will be sending out more information in March when we get a little bit closer to that April 1st enrollment date, but I do want everybody to start thinking about it now. And next slide.
Good morning, everyone. So, if you go to the next slide, please, it'd be great. I just wanted to let you guys know that if you are on a Provision 2 cycle right now, I might be reaching out to you potentially in the next few weeks to the month about you guys expiring off of your current cycle and any paperwork that you might have to submit to me to get an extension, or if you guys want to continue with that. So make sure you're following any instructions with any emails that come out related to Provision 2. Additionally, if you're interested in starting a new Provision 2 base here at any of your sites for just breakfast or for breakfast and lunch, you can contact me at the number on the screen, or just shoot me an email. And then also, I would recommend talking with your administration about fiscal viability, and we can talk through that if you guys are interested. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Next slide, please. And also, we want to talk about the lunch eligibility report. So, go to, so this is a report of the percentage of free and reduced price eligible students in all the public schools districts and charters in the state. So many different agencies aside from us use these percentages to determine eligibility for participation funding and grant opportunities, including many child nutrition program areas. Next slide, please. It's a snapshot of the free and reduced price eligibility at each school. So it breaks it down by the LEA itself, and then it breaks it down by school. And this is based on the first Friday in March. It says March 1st here, but it's actually March 7th this year. And food service directors must work with their IC coordinators to ensure the data being reported is accurate. So make sure that if you are coordinating with your IC coordinator, just make sure that you're getting the correct data, because this is important information that we use for a lot of different mechanisms here. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
Yay, my turn again. Literacy from the lunchroom. Next slide, please. So this is it's Heather Plain from Bonneville brought this book to my attention. It was written by a child nutrition director, Vincent Sturgis. And this is about this book. It's a fun and warm children's book that follows the lives of two lunch ladies who make a big impact on the students they serve. With their exciting costumes and silly jokes, the lunch ladies create an experience that is both entertaining and memorable. This encourages children to have fun with food and make the most of their lunchtime, while teaching important lessons about the value of a good meal and laughter. Whether you're looking for a funny and lighthearted story to read with your kids or a creative way to get them excited about lunch, the Lunch Ladies will tickle their funny bones and leave them craving more. Go Lunch Ladies! Next slide, please. Here are a couple books. What's in Season? And here's a book from for President's Day. Ode to an Onion, Pablo Neruda and his Muse. A poetic picture book that is an ode to friendship, a humble vegetable, and unexpected beauty. And spoiler, it's still in season. And related to President's Day, we have Thomas Jefferson Grows a Nation by Peggy Thomas, illustrations by Stacy Innerst. It's a story about a founding father and farmer who nurtured seeds in science, liberty, and learning. Next slide, please. First Piece to the Table is by Susan Grigsby and illustrated by Nicole Tadgill. It's a story about how Thomas Jefferson inspired a school garden contest. Thomas Jefferson called agriculture the crown of all sciences. Will his secret tip from 1771 help Maya win the contest? You have to read and find out. And finally, From Seed to Plant by Gail Gibbons. This book introduces young readers to the processes of pollination, seed formation, and germination. There's even a bean growing project in the back. And if you have a favorite book you'd like featured, please let me know. Shoot me an email. That'd be great. Next slide, please. Spotlight on local. Next slide. So the school gardens are a great agricultural education activity that you can have your wellness committee contact me about for sure. They're not, it doesn't have to be just in the ground. There are tabletop hydroponic gardens and tower gardens, and well, we're even working on something at the state agency. No spoilers though. There's community supported agriculture. There's usually a week that's sponsored by Idaho Preferred, but the dates haven't been determined yet. And we know the USDA Foods Catalog is open and forecasting has begun. Have you thought about how you can supplement with school gardens and local food? Now is a great time to pitch the school garden idea to your wellness committee so it can get growing. Yeah. Next slide, please. Farm school. Next slide, please. Yay. The Whole Kids Grant opportunity is for kids who grow veggies, eat veggies, and school gardens can make a difference. The Whole Kids Garden Grant Program is where schools turn outdoor spaces into powerful hands-on learning gardens that connect kids with food, spark their curiosity, and support classroom curriculum. The link is listed on this slide, but let me see if I can get one. I'll stick it in the chat too. And here we go. Next slide, please. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is crack me up. If planets were the size of fruit, Earth would be a strawberry. And look at our neighbors, and then, Jupiter is a watermelon, honeydew is a Saturn, and poor Pluto, I guess, has to just be the pit. But I just thought I got a kick out of this. Next slide, please. And what's in season? We have apples, onions, and potatoes. We're on the brink of asparagus, I suppose, but yeah. Next slide, please. USDA Foods Time. Okay, go ahead, Kat.
Well, Pamela ruined my question I was going to ask, because I was going to ask if everyone knew when the catalog was opening, but she already told you. So it opened yesterday. By some of the questions that Sean and I are getting, I know people did not read our broadcast email. So please go back, find it and read it. It's got a lot of important information in there, and it's going to answer some of the questions that were being asked. Next slide, please. So there is a CNP training portal that has the USDA foods in there, training. And then on the CNP YouTube channel, we have our Tiny Bites. So if you're looking for a certificate after you do the training in the portal, it won't be generated until after the catalog closes. And the reason being, we want you to be able to go back into that training as many times as you need to get that information so that you can get your orders placed. There's also the Web SCM user guide that's up on the SDE website. And then the broadcast email instructions went out when the spreadsheet went out last week. With that forecasting worksheet, please pay attention to the Web SCM forecasting worksheet. It's going to give you the delivery locations that you need. There's a huge header at the top of each grouping, like meat tells you if it's frozen, it's going to Americold. So we tried to make it as easy as possible for you to know where your product needs to go. Make sure you're looking, if you're doing raw milk, raw bulk pounds, that you're sending it to the correct processor, and we have all those addresses on the sheet as well. We did not get all of our pricing yet from the vendors. Perhaps we asked a little too late because, you know, we're still new at this, but we got as much as we could, and we'll keep you posted as that goes along. Next slide, please. So as we said, the catalog opened yesterday and it closes on March 5th. And if I can ask a big favor of our co-op people to please let their members know that the catalog is open. Some may have missed the email. Know your estimated available entitlement. Remember, you're going to run it for program year 26. Enter your requisitions for USDA foods in WebSCM. And then the seasonal produce items, I think most everyone knows that what you ordered this year, it's going to be in the blue boxes on the seasonal tab. And your entitlement for this school year won't be affected. So you're not going to see that on your planning calculator. It's going to show up next year on the 27 entitlement. Next slide. So this is what you'll see when you run your WebSCM estimated entitlement report. So you're going to see at the top one, you're only going to have two numbers, a beginning and an ending. Down below, you're going to see 3. So if you ordered seasonal items in 2024, that entitlement is going to start showing up now for program year 26. So if you have 3 amounts, that middle amount is what you requisitioned and what you put entitlement towards for those seasonal fruits and vegetables. Next slide. So please save a copy of your completed worksheet. Gold Star asks for that so they can be prepared for the products that they need to bring in that are further processed. Please don't send a copy to Sean and I. It's not something that we need. You're definitely going to need it. So please put it on your desktop where you can find it and you can reference back to it. It's really important. If you call Sean and I and ask what you had on that sheet, we're not going to be able to help you. Much the same as if you're having trouble in WebSCM, you're going to have to contact the WebSCM help desk. We don't have passwords or anything, so please make sure you can get in, and if you can't, this would be a good day to figure that out. Check your work, run a requisition status report. So after you've put in all your orders, run that requisition status report, and you're going to be able to pick up any errors you may have made if you've sent it to the wrong place or the wrong processor. If you have an error, do not panic. We are not going to send your orders back and tell you they're canceled and you have to do it again. That's not how we're going to do it this year. But we do need you to let us know. So a phone call or email us, we will go in and get it fixed. The only thing I ask is that if you are sending your direct delivery beef perhaps to a processor, that is not where it goes. That's direct delivery. Direct delivery goes to either Americold or Northwest. So if you put something in and we see that it is trying to put a direct delivery to a further processed, we're going to send out emails and we're going to ask you, what were you thinking of doing? Did you really want a beefsteak burger? Or did you want this direct delivery beef? So we'll have a little conversation. Once you tell us what your thoughts are, we'll get that fixed for you as well. Next slide. So there is a stopgap. We have set it at 100%. So you will only be able to spend 100% of your entitlement. You will get an error message if you are trying to put more in WebSCM than you are able if you've already spent your entitlement. When you run that report, you'll see it. You're going to have to go back in and re-enter lower quantities. So the one thing to remind you about is if you do want to use DOD, you're going to have to save some of your entitlement for that. So keep that in mind when you're putting in all your orders. Next slide. Then Sean and I will start loading the trucks. We're going to build them out starting March 5th. You may see that some of your items that you ordered will be canceled if we can't get full truckloads. We can split loads with other states, but again, it depends upon the quantity. Some of them are for a fourth of a truck if we do it 3 ways. Some of them have to be a half of a truck. So these are all the logistics and stuff that Sean and I have to figure out. You may see that your delivery dates have changed. Maybe you chose one of the dates, but we had to consolidate and we had more orders for the later date. So everything moves around. You'll get WebSCM notifications. Please make sure you're paying attention to that. If it says 912 cases, that is not all for you. That is entitled for, it's the whole order for that truck. So don't freak out about that and don't email me and Sean going, I can't put 912 cases anywhere. You're not going to have to. It's just going to relate to what you've ordered. Next slide. So DoD Fresh, we're going to open the survey March 6th and close it March 20th. Please, please, please pay attention to our emails. This is where you're going to get that survey, and you're going to let us know how much of your available entitlement you have left after making your orders that you want to put towards DoD. Additional allocation may be possible. Again, as you all know, we've been talking about this. Our entitlement went down $2 million for this year. So we weren't moving any money around, giving people money if there was some left over. If you still have entitlement and you want to put it to DoD, we can accommodate that in March and April, but we can't just give away the entitlement like we've been able to before. We don't have enough. So your funds are available the first day for school year 25-26, and then you need to use it by June 30th, 2026. Please listen as I tell you that they are doing what they said. If you don't do your receipting in DoD within 2 days, they will lock your account. And we have 2 schools that are currently locked. So please get in there and do your receipts within 2 days. Next slide. Manage your inventory, know what's in the warehouse. Place an order for your delivery before the end of the school year. If you don't, then on your last delivery period, we're going to force ship everything in the warehouse that belongs to you. So you're going to get it one way or the other. If you post items on the advertisement, that's great, but please don't just dump them all at the end of the year and, oh, I can't use these, I'm just going to put them all on the advertisement board. That's not going to be helpful. And if those items that you're putting on there don't get picked up, you're going to get them in your last delivery period. If you do take something for the advertisement post, you cannot repost it. So make sure when you take something that you can use it. Next slide, please. Could someone please let Edith in? She will be our guest speaker here in a minute and she can't get in. The raw bulk materials, so place your items on order now for future delivery, and Edith will talk to you a little bit about that. Please get in there and use your chicken. We have so many chicken pounds right now, and Sean and I wanted to allow you guys to be able to order some tangerine chicken and things from International Food Solutions, which meant we had to send, or we will be sending chicken legs also to processors. However, we're a little concerned. We have a lot of chicken at Foster Farms and a lot of chicken at Tyson. So please get in there and use your pounds. Pounds will not carry over. And you used your entitlement to purchase those pounds. So please get in there and use them. We open and close banks all the time if product's not moving around. You'll see we've added extra items to JTM to use up that pork. We've also added some beef items to Tyson because the beef for the beefsteak burger is not moving. So please get in there and look at those things. Losing my voice. Next slide, please. And now we will turn you over and let you speak with Edith Gonzalez. Edith is with Gold Star, as most of you know, so she's going to run over some of the reports you're going to need to know. This will help in forecasting if you haven't started ordering yet, or even if you have, maybe you can go in and adjust your orders if that's something that you need to do. Please remember, Sean and I are here to help you. We're not going to send your orders back if they're wrong. We're going to fix them for you, but we do need communication again if it's a further processed item and a direct delivery item. So we're here for you. Don't panic. Let's all have a good ordering season. Welcome, Edith.
Hi everyone, I hope everyone can hear me. I am going to go over on the online Gold Star dashboard. If you guys are able to log in and follow along, I think that would be very helpful for everyone to be able to do so. I will need 1 or 2 school districts who are willing to let me use their portal to go over our reports today. And you can just type in the chat, whoever is willing to let me use their Gold Star portal. Let's see.
Are you seeing the names you can use, Edith?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use Minidoka, and I'm gonna use Katie's account. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen so everyone is following along.
You see it, Edith?
Okay, perfect. So on your Gold Star dashboard, I'm going to go over 3 different reports that are very important to be able to help you forecast for next school year what items you'll need to utilize. And this will only be regarding your further processed pound items and your direct delivery brown box items. The first report, and they're all held
Hey.
under our report section.
Edith, we can't see your screen. We're
Oh.
still seeing Alex's.
Let me go back in.
Oh, if you maybe click on, I can see it. I clicked on the bottom under share, multiple participants can share simultaneously. So I saw it there.
I'm looking at it as well.
Same, I can see it, and some districts are saying they can see it too.
Let me do, can we do one participant at a time, Pam? And then maybe that'll just pull my screen.
Alex, can
I can
oh,
stop
Edith
mine.
is
Yeah.
Edith is the co-host. It's better if I
They're saying if you click on Edith's name, it will show up.
Or if you go to the top under view options, you can switch to Edith.
Now we've lost both screens. Okay,
There it is.
I
I
can
see it.
see your screen, Edith.
I can too. Thank you.
yay.
Okay, perfect. So under reports, the first report I'm gonna go over is your district item usage. And this report is gonna go over all items, and you can go ahead and select. This one will actually also show your commercial. I'm not gonna focus in on that today. You guys can review, but you can go ahead and filter for any start date. I'm gonna go ahead and just filter for this school year. So start date 7/01/2024 and your end date 6/30/2025. If you select the item type, you can do multiple at a time. I'm gonna do our direct delivery and our commodity. And then you'll go ahead and click generate report. Once you generate report, you'll be able to see the item series on here, and it'll only be 4 series and 5 series. I'll go ahead and make a discretion for our 4 series. It will also hold all of those manufacturers, example, Tasty brands that are considered commercial items, but they're ordered as 4 series. If you go under manufacturer and you deselect those that are not approved commodities, and I'm gonna go ahead and do Land O'Lakes is not one of them. Peterson, Riches. We don't have Bongards or Comida Vida. Okay, perfect. It's those. If you export this into an Excel sheet, or you can print it into a PDF as well to save it. I'm gonna print into an Excel sheet so you guys are able to filter, and I'll show you guys how you can filter to find what you are looking for. So you can see on here, this is your item description. You'll be able to tell if it's a processing item because it's a 4 series, a direct delivery if it's a 5 series item. It'll also give you that description, the manufacturer name, all your USDA are direct delivery items. It'll also give you a zone, whether this item is a frozen, dry, or cooler zone area. And it'll also let you know if this is a USDA or commodity item. A commodity item, as mentioned, is just your 4 series processed pound items. And it'll also let you know how many total cases you have ordered of that item. You can filter through if you're only trying to identify what you've received in so far for the school year for your direct delivery items. I would go ahead and filter only for those. And I would just do 5 series. So this will let you know your total case counts. So far, a total of 957 cases have been received in, and you can also go in by item line to see how many you've ordered, how many you think you won't be able to utilize for next school year. And you can do the same for your 4 series items. And then just reminder, all of this, you can go ahead and filter through and do it individually from your initial report if you want to as well. And you can also break it down if you want to identify by manufacturer so far what you've purchased, you can as well do it by clicking manufacturers. Let's just go ahead and do one. Let's do Smuckers. So far, total 42 cases for Smuckers have been purchased. And this is why I say it's important to be able to share your forecasting spreadsheet with me. You place your requisitions in WBSEM for a total amount of pounds and or case counts that you would like to receive in for a specific manufacturer. This will help you identify how many cases so far you've received in and how many remaining you have to receive in based on that forecasting sheet and what you've submitted into WBSEM. And then the next report I want to be able to utilize is your item usage by site. So all reports are held under header reports and then item usage by site. This will allow you to identify what items are being utilized at what specific sites, and it'll also give you total case quantities. You'll always need to enter in your start and your end date. You can do this for previous years as well. So you can go back a year if you want to look at last school year. You would go ahead and select all your sites, and then you would go ahead and select the item type you are looking at. If you are only looking to see your direct delivery items to see what was generated at each site, you would go ahead and generate that report, and it'll give you a ship to location. So this is your site. It'll always be 5 series because it's a direct delivery item. It'll give you that description. It'll give you a zone, whether this item was dry, frozen, or cooler item. If you scroll to the right, this will give you total quantity for those items. And it'll also break it down to total items. So there was a total of 28 items received in so far, and total quantity 957 cases of direct delivery. So reports are fairly simple to be able to utilize, and you can always export these or print these out for your own usage. And then one other report I want to go over is your annual expenditure report. This is going to be found under your co-op management. And this is the title, Annual Expenditure Report. You're going to select a school year that you want to review. So we're going to, for our purpose, use school year 24-25. And this will let you know initial entitlement and total entitlement spent so far. It'll also break it down into your commodities. So it'll break it down to your direct delivery, your 5 series items, what you've spent for process so far. So school year isn't over, so these amounts will be changing by the end of the school year. And I'll also give you your DOD. And this report can be printed and exported into a PDF as well. So you guys are able to track what you've spent so far. Other than the reports, I do want to go over just initial balances for pounds. So you guys are seeing the amount of pounds we currently have available in the state of Idaho. If you guys go into just your regular co-op dashboard, you guys will be able to see your available pounds by manufacturer once it loads. This will give you all pounds in the state of Idaho. It won't be school district only. So I am currently in Minidoka's account. This does not mean that Minidoka has 25,381 pounds for Cargill Kitchen. Idaho as a state as a whole has the amount of pounds for that. There are a couple already who we have gone into negative amounts because we do not have any more pounds. If you do place any of these items such as National Food Group or Red Gold, you will not receive a commodity discount on these items anymore. For those that have placed items and would like to verify with me if you'll be receiving a commodity discount, you can go ahead and email or give me a call. But for any future items that are just being placed for National Food Group and Red Gold, we do not have a commodity discount available because we have run out of pounds for these manufacturers. And you are also able to identify for what materials. We have, for several manufacturers, we have different materials such as Tyson. We have beef and chicken, such as JTM cheese and pork. If you go under view all items, you'll be able to see that manufacturer, the manufacturer item, and then the item description. It'll also give you total allocated pounds, pounds that have been utilized, and then current pounds on order. This is live, so this is updated frequently. And when I say live, I truly do mean as soon as pounds are being placed, it'll update in our system within a few minutes to identify how many pounds are currently on order. The other ones I wanted to mention that I would really look into are JTM. Our JTM items are currently open to everyone. Everyone is able to utilize. We do have an overage currently in pounds for pork at JTM. And for Tyson, for our beef, as Kat mentioned previously, we have added new items. I will be sending emails to let you know those item numbers. Find it's here. So this is our Tyson beef. So currently we have over 140 pounds available. These are open banks, so everyone is allowed to utilize. Even if you did not divert pounds at the beginning of the school year, you are able to utilize items. And you can also export this into Excel or PDF if you want to filter and just look at specific manufacturers, if you want to look at specific materials. I think exporting it is a good idea if you're trying to identify by manufacturer and don't want to look at the screen like this. Most of our reports you are able to export or print, so you are able to keep track of your current pounds utilized or if banks are open or closed. The only way you'll be able to identify if banks are open and closed is I send an email. I have a contact sheet and you'll receive an email from me as soon as banks are open. I send an email letting everyone know banks are open on what date, and you'll be able to place those pounds on order. If they are closed, it goes the same way. It's done via email. And I always attach the drawdown sheet, and I'll share that so you guys are able to see it. It's always attached to my emails when I'm sending those banks are being open or closed. I'm going to share that sheet with you guys so you guys are able to see as well.
I just want to say one thing to Edith. Gold Star doesn't just open and close banks on their own. We can have conversations, and then we determine what should be open and what should be closed with their guidance.
Correct. So banks aren't just being open and closed at any given time. They're consulted with the state of Idaho first to identify what our current usage is, and if those banks are not being utilized is the reason why those banks are being open to all RAs if you guys are not placing your pounds on order. And I know we've mentioned it several times, and when we've done trainings, we've mentioned you can place your pounds on order as far out as you need them. This allows us to identify when those pounds are going to be used and that they will be utilized. If you are not placing for a future date, I do not know that you are placing your pounds on order for May, April. So just in that way that we have the functionality where you are able to see pounds on order, this allows us to be able to identify that you are placing those pounds maybe for a future date, and I can identify for what date you're placing them on order. It makes it easier for us to be able to identify all pounds are being utilized. So this is what our drawdown sheet looks like. This is what's attached every time I send an email letting you know that a bank is either being open or it's being closed. All items highlighted are current open items or new items that have been added. As I mentioned for our Tyson, we have added new beef items, and it's these 3 beef items. I am gonna send an email once inventory has arrived for you guys to be able to place those on order. But it'll be helpful for you guys to be able to draw down your beef pounds since we currently do have an overage in beef. And it's open to everyone, so everyone is allowed to utilize pounds. And we do have. And you can see also for JTM, we do have more pork items. And I update this sheet on my own. I'm hoping you guys also, when I send these out, are saving these files onto your desktops or printing these out to be able to have alongside you with your placing your orders. It'll make it easier for you to identify if you're looking at a new item number and unsure of that item number, what that item number might be. And then also to be able to place if you are looking for extra items to take in or in need of items. All items will give you a commodity discount, even if you did not purchase these items at the beginning of school year because somebody else is technically not utilizing these pounds, even though they've paid these pounds already. Those are all the reports I wanted to go over. I know it's a lot of different information at once. If you guys have any questions or want me to go back now and show you anything that you might have missed or had a question on, I can go ahead and answer questions now. If you guys have any questions and want to give me a call or send me an email, I can walk you through the reports as well, or any of your entitlements. If you're looking into just pulling your annual expenditure and aren't able to see the screen, I can give you access to be able to see it.
Thank you so much, Edith, for taking your time today. We really appreciate this. Hopefully, everyone, you'll be able to see, and this will help you forecast when you start making your orders. If we have too many pounds left over, we're not going to order pounds this year. We're just going to let those play out for next school year. You will see some of the vendors that are on the processing worksheet from last year. We have made some changes this year, so make sure you're paying attention to that. We will not be using National Food Group this year. That's one of the things that our advisory council decided it's a large use of entitlement for something we could probably get direct delivery, not all the flavors, but perhaps you can add some flavors, or we have been able to offer the little applesauce cups direct delivered too. But Edith, I really want to thank you so, so much. This is really, really helpful.
Thank you, Kat, for having me. I hope everyone was able to follow through. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to just contact me, even a phone call. And I'm here to answer any of your questions.
Awesome. I think this is Marianne. I think I am next, second to last of the agenda. Alex, if you want to bring back up our slides. While Alex is getting our slide up, I hope everyone is having a great start of the new year. The next couple of slides I'll be going over are for our current summer food program sponsors. For any school districts on the call right now who are not operating any summer nutrition programs, regardless if it's the summer food service program or the seamless summer option, if you have ever been interested in one of those two programs, or if you are just curious how the program works, um, please, we encourage you to reach out to the state agency and see if this is a potential partnership that could happen. A lot of misunderstanding before is that if you sign up for a summer nutrition program, you are required to operate it the whole entire summer or a very specific way. But under the operation, under the summer meals program, you as the sponsor can determine what your operation will look like. And so if you want to match it up with your summer school session or some kind of summer programming in your district or in your community, regardless if it's 1 week, 1 month, that is definitely up to you as the sponsor of the program. So again, we highly encourage everyone who are not currently operating a summer nutrition program, even if you just are, a little curious by it, I would be more than happy to have some one-on-one conversation with you regarding the program, how it works, how we can tailor it within what you're able to do, what you're capable of doing during the summer months. We know that staffing can be a big issue during the summer months. Obviously, everyone wants to have that summer break, so we can definitely be as flexible and as much as we can tailor it within what you're able to do within your operation. So please feel free to reach out to the state agency. And then I can see there's our slide there. So next slide, Alex. Thank you. All right. So oop, I think that is actually the wrong title on the top. But anyways, I'll just keep going. For our current summer food service program sponsors, our renewal packet is now open. I sent out the broadcast email regarding the opening of the packet last week. So please, please, please read over the broadcast email I sent out titled Welcome Back, Sponsors. There's a lot of information in there as far as training dates, renewal packet information, non-congregate information, SFSP meal counter. So please be sure to open that email and read over so that you are fully aware of what is currently happening, what's going to happen the next few months as you plan out your summer food operation. The renewal packet will be due Friday, May 2nd, 2025. So obviously we want, the sooner the better is always great for us, but this is the deadline for this year's renewal packet for the summer food service program. The registration for the annual mandatory trainings are also available. I know that there were some concerns regarding the availability or the slots open up for those refresher trainings. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I see that there is a question on the chat box, so I'll go over that in just 1 second. Also, the online trainings, the supplemental online trainings that you will be required to also complete, those will be available beginning March 3rd and must be completed by uh, I apologize. I think that's also another typo in there. It should say March 28th, 2025, not May 28th. And so I will be sure to send out reminders of these online trainings so that all of our SFSP sponsors are aware of all of the due dates. I know that you guys are working with a lot of dates right now with the catalog opening, the trainings, and the registration for in-person and online. And so, under the summer food service program, I will definitely do my due diligence in providing reminders to you all so that you're aware of when everything must be submitted. Next slide. All right. So really quick, under the new, well, I guess new-ish since we started it last summer, summer 2024. But I wanted to provide just a little bit more information regarding the rural non-congregate meal service operation. I do want to highlight that this is available for both the summer food service program and the seamless summer option program. And so, if you are the one or two sponsors who does the seamless summer option during the summer months, this is also available for you. So if you have any questions regarding this, again, reach out to me and we can help you out as soon as we can. Next slide. So for those of you who did not operate the rural non-congregate last summer, or who is considering about the summer nutrition program and wants to find out more information about the rural non-congregate, it is for eligible sponsors who have summer meal sites in rural areas. You can distribute nutritious meals to kids outside the typical required congregate meal service setting. So this is called the non-congregate meal service, where kids are able to take their meals and leave your summer meal site and go home and consume their meals off-site. So some of the meal service flexibilities include in the rural non-congregate is the daily non-congregate meal service. So again, if you're open, Monday to Friday during lunch meal service, the child can come to your site each day, take their meal, and then leave the site and consume their meals off-site. You can do hybrid non-congregate meal service operation, and these are for anyone who's doing a summer school session, and they also do community feeding, or if you are doing some kind of programming, like maybe the 21st Century Grant, and you want to provide meals to the kids attending your program, but then also the community meals. So that's what we call a hybrid non-congregate meal service. Other flexibilities include parent guardian pickup, multi day meal service. And so, multi day meal service is, let's say, you're open Monday to Friday, but then you want to provide meals for Saturday and Sunday. You can provide those meals on a Friday distribution and give them the Saturday and Sunday's meals. Or you can even do one of our great sponsors last summer, Gooding School District. They did 1 day open during the week, and they distributed, I believe, 5 to 7 days worth of meals. So then you're only open for 1 day distributing the meals, but you are providing, 5 to 7 days worth of meal service to the community, to the kids, and so it allows for that flexibility where you're not having to be open every day. So that's the multi-day meal service. Bulk distribution, it is similar to a multi-day meal service operation, but you are serving big bulk foods to the families or to the children. Home deliveries is also available and conditional non-congregate. And so I believe I have another next slide there, Alex. Um, but if you are interested in the rural non-congregate, please again reach out to me. I would love to have just direct one-on-one conversation with you regarding, just concerns and questions that you may have. Again, I want to reiterate the rural non-congregate is available for SFSB and SSO operations. Some of the requirements that come along in operating the rural non-congregate is submitting your renewal packet by May 2nd, submitting your program integrity plan, and your monitoring plan, as well as your plan menu, must be submitted with your integrity plan. And last but not least, also attending the rural non-congregate training occurring the first week of March. And so I welcome any conversations regarding this operation. We received such amazing feedback last year on just really being able to reach more kids, distributing more meals, and receiving more reimbursement. And it really helped the operation within the sponsors within the operation of the sponsor. And so we love the program. We love this new meal service operation. There are some requirements that come along with it, but it is definitely doable. So really quick, there is a question under the chat box, and I apologize if I'm talking really fast. I know we're already at the 9:31 mark. There's a question on the chat box. I noticed that the SFSP virtual refresher courses are full. Is there any way the class limit can be expanded to more than 20 since it is a virtual training? Great question. I sent out a broadcast email yesterday adding in a new date for a refresher training or an additional refresher training date because there is a limit of 20 per virtual training. And that new date is Thursday, March 20th. My preference would be limiting it to 20 because I am only one person doing the training, and sometimes with just one person handling the virtual training, it can be quite a few things to juggle if you have a lot of attendees, a lot of questions, all of those things. And so my preference would be keeping it within that 20 limit of individuals or attendees. And so that's why I added in the training for March 20th. But if that is, if you're still having any challenges or concerns, just reach out to me and we'll chat about it. So I think that was my last slide. Thanks, Alex.
All right, well, just to wrap it up, Alex, you want to go to the next slide? Our next webinar is March the 19th, and other dates on here, we've already gone over. The catalog's open. Order your USDA foods through March 5th. And National School Breakfast Week is the 3rd through 7th. Reimbursement claims, get them in by the 10th, and update your employee professional standards logs by the 31st. That's it for our presentation. Next slide. Yes, non-discrimination statement. And next slide, contact information, phone numbers to give a call. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great day.